friends, my name is Maulik Jaganiya. My net ID is fy9936 and here I represent my project R2 of CS6320 software engineering of web-based system. The main purpose of this project is run the PhotoSite, the project R1 of Ruby on Rails on an Amazon Web Services EC2 instance. Here I selected Ubuntu as a platform for EC2 instance where I execute my PhotoSite application. Here I mainly use two main applications apart from EC2 instance is PuTTY and FileZilla client. PuTTY is for making the authentication between the EC2 instance and the client machine, and FileZilla is for loading the created projects into the instance storage. Now I start my first phase to creating the EC2 instance. For this I just started the Amazon Web Services page and go on to the pricing menu and just click on the create free account. That's allow user to create the AWS free account without any fees, and they provide the 30 GB internal storage for accessing the application. If the user don't have any free account, just click on the I am a new user and go the step by signing using our secure server and put down all the information and create account. But I already have account, so I go back and click on I am a returning user and my password is this, and signing using our secure server. Now my AWS console is ready to use. Our project is to making the EC2 instance, so I just started by clicking on the EC2. Here is the total 0 number of running instance are there. So first I start to create the instance, means launch the instance. Just click onto the launch instance, and here I select the free tier only because in our project description it mentioned that we need to make the EC2 instance as a free tier. So this is the Ubuntu server 16.04 LTS SSD volume type, which I going to make my Linux instance. Then I select 64-bit because my system is compatible with the 64-bit. Now on this choose an instance type. Here I'm going to choose the general purpose instance because it's a free tier eligible, and we are going to make the one PhotoSite app. It's only usable through this instance. Now the next step is to configure instance detail. We are going to make only one instance with the default network and subnet and public IP settings, so I don't edit any of the settings. Just click on the next to next configuration for the storage. In the storage configuration, as I mentioned earlier, the only 30 GB for the general purpose use is allowed for the free tier user. Here I'm going to use the 29 GB because it's a highest accessible. I click on next. This is the negligible for the add tags. I don't want to add any tag in this project. The next step is to configure the security group. In this group we need to make the security for the network. For that I'm going to use this instance from the client machine PuTTY terminal. For that I use the SSH, TCP and UDP. First the SSH is for the port number 22, then I add the TCP, then I add UDP, again I add TCP, and last one is the all UDP. These all are the security configuration for the network which we are going to use in our projects. The next step is the last step for the review and launch. Whatever configuration we done in this all 7 step is shown here. We just need to review and just click. I already reviewed this all the information, so I just go to the launch option. These are the storage information, the instance information, and we don't create any text, so it's don't display information regarding the text. Now click on the launch. This is the main part of this instance. This is the main key. Using this key we are going to make one tunnel between the client and the instance. Any person need to access this instance needs some authentication key. This key provide this authentication key. So here I create the new key, create a new key pair. Here I am going to write the name. Maulik is my name. Application R2 is my first project. The second project, and then EC2. Okay, then I click on download the key pair. The key pair is downloaded and I click on OK. This key pair is downloaded inside my PC, so whenever I want to use this key to make the connection with the instance, I use this key pair. Okay, then I click on launch instance. Now it's showing that your instance are now launching, means my instance is ready to use. Now I will show you my instance. Just click on the instance name. I am going to the main dashboard for my instance. This is instant ID, that displaying the instance ID. This is the instant type t2.micro, and instance size, state not size, sorry, it's a pending, means it's initializing, so the status is showing that it's pending. Here one DNS address is assigned to my instance is showing here, IP public address over there, and one the private address. This is the public DNS address. Using this we can use in our URL to run our application. Now the instance state showing that it's running. Now my instance is ready to use in any machine, but here I write my instance name is Maulik _ ubuntu, and I click on write, so it's mentioned the name for this instance. This name shows that my instance is named by Maulik ubuntu, right? Now I show you these are the steps I'm going to discuss in this video. The first, create AWS account. The launch instance in AWS console is done, and generate key for configuration with the client is done. So the next step is to go with the load and save the private key using the putty key generator. Now I'm going to start the putty key generator. This is putty key generator. Okay, this putty key generator. In this putty key generator, I click on load to load my .pem key which I downloaded from my instance. This is the link authentication used for authenticate the client to using the instance. Okay, here I write the .pem and enter, but not showing any file because of this putty private key files. But here I clicked all files, it shows all the PEM files from the download, and I click the Maulik application on R2 EC2 which I created previously. Then I click on open. Then it successfully imported the foreign key. I click on OK. Then I click the save as a private key. Okay, this shows that the putty generation warning. Then are you sure you want to save this key without the password to protect it? I say yes and specify the place where when I going to insert my .ppk file for my private key. Here I write the name for this is Maulik and click on save and show this file in the desktop, that maulik.ppk, so I can use this file for authenticating in the putty. And now I close the putty key generator and my next step is to now the step number 4 is also done. My next step is for the load Ruby on Rails application which I made in project 1 in newly created instance using FileZilla application. For this I use the FileZilla. Now I'm going to start the FileZilla. Click on FileZilla. Okay, now the FileZilla is open. Again I hide everything and restart the FileZilla so it is easy to see it for the viewer. For this I need to make the connection setting, so I go into the edit and go for the setting and I go into the inside SFTP. I add the key files which I downloaded from my terminal is Maulik underscore application dot underscore R2 underscore EC2 and I click on open. Okay, then I click on OK. Then I go for the new site and here I need to write my host address as a DNS address of my instance. For that I go inside my console of the instance and I copy my DNS address. This is my DNS address. I just copy this and go back into the FileZilla. I just paste this DNS address inside the host and select the SFTP and select the login type as ask for password and write the username is ubuntu. Okay, and click on OK. Now this is ready to connect with my ubuntu instance. Now click on new file. This is my host name, is a DNS name same as display here. No password, just click on OK and click on OK again. Now my ubuntu instance is connected with my FileZilla and my computer, so I can easily load my application R1 inside the ubuntu. So I just click on desktop, so all the files inside this column describe the desktop files. I click on application R2 and drag and drop into the remote sites and it show the override. I say yes, okay. So it's all the file it transfer finished, means successfully transfer my file inside the ubuntu DNS server. Okay, application r1.g. Now my file is inside the application instance which are going to be run in the next step. Now the step number 5 is also done. Load Ruby on Rails application which I made in project 1 in newly created instance using FileZilla application. Now I close the FileZilla. The next step is open the terminal through the putty and install the Ruby, Rails and SQLite with the required gem file in the terminal. For that I just start the putty. Okay, and here I want to show you the step which I made in the wiki file. From the step 6. open the PuTTY, go in the connection, SSH, authentication, and select the file which I created in my desktop for authentication using PuTTY generator key. Now go back into the PuTTY, click on connection, go into SSH, authentication, browse the file and select the maulik.bp from the desktop which I created from the key generator of PuTTY. Click on open. Go back to the session and just write the host name of IP address, public IP address of my instance. So I need to go back to my instance console. This is my instance console and this is my IP for public IP address. So I just click on that and copy and paste. Here is a host name, port number is 22 and the connection type is SSH. I define in my connection configuration and just click on open. So my terminal is ready to use. I just hide everything and just started my terminal. Now my terminal is ready to log in for any client for my instance. Here I just write the ubuntu as a user and make a login as ubuntu. Now my instance is ready to use. Now I first run the ls command to list this project inside my projects available. Okay, then I have to run this project in this instance. In order to run this project, I have to install the Ruby Rails SQLite 3, and for that I have to run some command. These are the commands which I am going to install in my instance using my terminal. First I run the first command. Before that I just write the clear so it is easy to see the everything. First I run the first command, sudo apt get update, so it's update the files is done. Then I run the command for installing the Ruby, the sudo apt get install Ruby full, so it installed all the Ruby full version. He asking me for do you want to continue. I just press the Y as a yes. Unpackaging all the files and installing the Ruby. My installation for the Ruby is done. Then I check the Ruby is installed or not just by pressing Ruby version. Yes, the Ruby 2.3.1 version is installed inside my instance using this terminal. Then again run the clear command. The next step is to install the Rails inside my instance. So I run sudo apt install Ruby realities. So it's again asking me for do you want to continue or not. I press yes and it's installing. Now the Rails is installed. I check the Rails installed or not by typing Rails and version. Yes, the version of Rails 4.2.6 is installed in my instance. Now I have to install the library of SQLite 3. For that I run sudo apt get install lib SQLite 3 tv. It install the library of SQLite 3. Now this library is installed. Now I have to install the SQLite 3 for Ruby. Gem file for the SQLite 3. The sudo gem install SQLite 3 Ruby. Press enter. So the SQLite 3 is now installed inside my instance. Now I go inside my projects. So I just first run the clear command, then cd application r1. Now I run the command to sudo apt install ruby bundler. So install all the gem file required for my run this application inside my instance. Then I check the Rails and Ruby is now the Rails need to be update the bundle install. So I run the bundle update. Okay, because the SQLite 3 version gem file is changed, so I have to run this file again. Now it's showing the error for gem install ni04r. To removing this error, I search on internet and I get the solution by installing the node.js inside my terminal, inside my instance, not terminal, sorry. Here I write the command sudo apt get install node.js npm. So it install the node.js inside my instance using this terminal. Okay, it's unpackaging and installing the node.js inside my instance. So the error of no4r is removed, I think so. I just update my bundle again. Bundle update is updating my last installation inside. Now it's showing this ni4 is installed with the native extension. So I think this error is gone. I'm waiting for my terminal access is inside processing. Now I have to just run my Rails server to run my project in my instance. So in meanwhile time, I just write the command which I going to okay. Now it's time over and I write my command which I going to run for starting the Rails server. Rails server test b 0.0.0.0 slash p 3000 space slash e development. Okay, now my server is ready to run my projects. Now I'm going for my I just write my address of my DNS IPv4. I just copy from my console of instance and I double colon 3000 and I check my Rails server is ready. Yeah, my Rails server is ready to run my projects. then I run my old application by slash user index. It's showing that there are 6 users inside my application, and these are the Justin Bieber, Paris Hilton, Megan Trainor, Barack Obama, Santa Claus, and John Austin. Okay, now the next step is to click on the anyone last name. It's showing that comments and everything, time of created with their photos and comments of their photo, comment tags, commented on and commented by. Okay, and the third URL is to just whenever we click on commented by person name, it's that redirect us to that person page with their images and their comments. Okay, but Justin Bieber is already open, so it's not, just reload the page, nothing else. I go back and click on the Paris Hilton, and Paris Hilton, now this page is open for the Paris Hilton, and this page contains the images of the Paris Hilton. In the second image, it is commented by the John. When I click on the John, it redirects me to the John page. So it is all about my first project which I developed inside my project R1. Now I want to discuss what are the content I need to be represented inside this video. In this video section, I need to show the setup of EC2 instance with the Ruby on Rails. I already completed. So the setup of EC2 instance with the PhotoSite file I also done by using my FileZilla. Just transferred my PhotoSite file into my instance. The third one is show the AWS console where the deploy EC2 instance I also done. So in browser, bringing up PhotoSite to URL now deployed on AWS and working perfectly. Now all the 4 points regarding my YouTube, it's done here. So this is all about my projects which this is all about my project which I'm going to be discuss with you. Okay, that's done. Thank you so much for listening me. Thank you.